I would like to welcome in the THHS High School graduates of 1999.
set up this.
Good evening, honored guests, parents, grandparents, grads, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 1999 graduation banquet. My name is Megan Pona, and I'm honored to be your Mistress of Ceremonies for this evening.
And my name is Shane Metrinik, and I'm going to be your Master of Ceremonies for this evening. Welcome to this special occasion to acknowledge these graduates for their special achievements.
I would now like to call upon Mrs. Helen Barassa and Matthew Barassa to say grace.
I'm going to let Matthew pray over the food, but I'm going to pray over the grads. And I think everybody can say what a beautiful, beautiful group of grads we have tonight. And we had the opportunity as a parent to work with them during pierogi supper, during decorating for the grad, and just an awesome, awesome group of students. Let's just bow our heads, and Father, we just want to say thank you. Thank you for each one of the grads and their escorts. Father, we just ask that you would bless them, keep them safe tonight, but most of all, that they would have time of fellowship with one another. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Lord, I just pray that you'll bless the food, bless our bodies. In your name I pray, amen.
I would now like to call upon Mrs. Diane Saskew to present the toast to the class of 1999. Mrs. Saskew?
Thank you, Master and Mistress of Ceremonies, graduates and escorts, family and friends. First of all, I'd like to thank the organizing committee for the privilege of proposing the toast to our 1999 grad class. And I'm sure you'll all agree, aren't they a great-looking bunch tonight? It's kind of a change to see them in something other than sweats and baggy jeans. They clean up pretty good. As parents and family members, I'm certain you can all remember the day we brought our little bundles of joy home from the hospital. Well, Curtis, I guess some bundles were a little bigger than others, but anyway, this is when our hopes and dreams for our children began, and I'm sure that this day seemed way far off in the future, but here it is already. We've watched you grow both physically and mentally to become the fine young people that you are today. I did some checking around and found that overall, this class is considered to be quite exceptional. They not only do well academically, but also get along very well as a group. We've seen that at their pierogi suppers and a lot of the other fundraising functions they really pull together. They also have a sense of humor, which I know will take them a long way in their lives. There are 19 boys and 10 girls. So I imagine the girls had their work cut out for them trying to get these guys organized for grad. However, when it came down to the crunch, they all pitched in to make this a success. They are like family. They have their differences, but when they're challenged, they sure stick up for one another. They aim for the stars, or I gather as many made their way to Tarankos last night, several were aiming for the moon. Another fact is that out of the 29 grads, I believe that 15 of them are the last ones to be leaving home. The book, Chicken Soup for the Soul, writes that the youngest in the family always had to accept the hand-me-downs, the bottom bunk, the cracked bats, partial board games, and the baby book with nothing much in it except a recipe for graham cracker pie crust that someone must have stuck there by mistake. But no matter how much taller than us you get, or how much hair you lose, you will still be our babies. I predict that there may be a lot of empty nest syndrome happening around here come September. And I think we'll probably have to start up a support group for the parents just to get through it. But to the grads, we know you're probably a little fearful of what the future holds for you. But take comfort in the fact that we all feel that way. You can take it from my own personal experience lately. No one can predict what will happen tomorrow, never mind 5 or 10 years down the road. We know you're all pretty excited though, and who wouldn't be? You're living in a very exciting time with your whole lives ahead of you. And we know you've been given the skills to become the best that you can be. Recently, we were informed that the 98 grad class from Two Hills placed #1 in the province in their departmental exams. This is over all the other schools in the entire province. An amazing fact, and one that teachers, staff, students, and parents can be proud of. They all had to work as a team to accomplish this. Students don't just become scholars in grade 12. This is from work ethics and habits that have been instilled in them since kindergarten. Many times when we're trying to attract new families to our community, we say, oh, there's a swimming pool, there's a golf course, and that type of thing. Maybe we should be promoting the fact that we have one of the finest school systems in the province. And from what I understand, our 1999 class has a very good chance at holding our record for academic achievement. Good luck to you for that. If you look around this room, you'll see that it takes all kinds of people and all kinds of careers to make a world. Success isn't only judged by how much money you make or what kind of car you drive. Be proud of whatever it is you do. Be happy being with family and friends. Then your life will be a success. Learn to be tolerant, respectful, and kind to others. If we all followed the golden rule of do unto others as you would have others do unto you, then perhaps some of the tragic incidents that we've witnessed over the past few months could have been avoided. People say that the only constant thing in your life will be change. And after today, your graduation theme, A Time for Change, will become a reality. Parents and grads alike will naturally feel sad as things come to a close. But with each goodbye, the seeds of something new begin to grow. Parents will begin a new type of relationship with your children. And grads, as you go on to the world, you will begin new friendships as well. You may even discover that you can actually agree with your parents now, that we've finally gotten smarter, that we finally come around to your way of thinking. Each door that closes means a new one can open. So as you begin the next lap of your life's journey into the 21st century, everyone here wishes you, each and every one, the very best that life has to offer. May you have many, many healthy and happy years to make all your dreams come true. At this time, could I ask you to please rise and join me in a toast to the graduating class of 1999. To the grads.
Thank you very much for those kind words. I would now like to call upon Carla Twerdeclib and Ivan Babik to reply. Carla and Ivan.
Thank you for that moving speech. As the grad class of 1999, we will encounter many obstacles and challenges along the way. These obstacles will not be as difficult to overcome thanks to the teachers and parents who have supplied us with a cushion to fall on. The adults in our lives have taught us much about the world and the way to act.
Through all the stages in our lives, we have always had someone to turn to, whether the problem was about a bully at school or an application form to fill out for post-secondary institution. Everyone in this graduating class has experienced some form of success or downfall during our time here. It did not matter whether we had just smashed our car or if we were accepted to university. You were always there for us, to counsel us, to guide us, and to share in our achievements. And as we attempt to reach our goals and dreams of our futures, we thank you. Everyone in this room has had an important effect on our lives and of those of us graduating.
The class of 1999 would like to give our sincere thanks and appreciation to those who have influenced our lives in a positive way and who allowed us to grow and develop into mature adults. Your guidance and help throughout the years has formed us into the people you see before you, and for that we are grateful. In closing, I'd like to read one of my favorite quotes. Some people come into our lives and quickly go. Some stay for a while and leave footprints on our hearts. And we are never, ever the same. In this way, many people have entered and left our lives. Some stayed for a long time, while others quickly left. But no matter how long a person stays, we are always changed, and for that we are grateful.
Thank you, Carla and Ivan. To present the toast to the school board, I would like to call upon Christy Grekel. Christy?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, friends, family, and honored guests. On behalf of all my classmates, I'd like to acknowledge and thank the members of our school board for their efforts in the operation of schools in our area. The school board is responsible for carrying out the policies and guidelines of Alberta education in serving the learning needs of students. We feel that the board has helped to operate and finance two pretty good schools in Two Hills, and we certainly appreciate our elementary, junior, and senior high school education. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join me in a toast to the school board of St. Paul Education.
Thank you, Christy. To reply, I would like to call upon Mr. Peter Karbashowski. Mr. Karbashowski?
Oh, thank you, Christy, for your kind thoughts. Guests, grads, parents, teachers, and guests, congratulations on your achievement, graduation. You have begun to create your future. We on the school board are very happy to see that you have achieved your goal. I bring greetings from St. Paul Education Regional Division Number 1 to also Two Hills High School, which is number 1 you've heard earlier this evening. We wish you success in your endeavors you choose for your future. Thank you again, and congratulations, Grad.
Thank you, Mr. Karbashowski. Now I'd like to call upon Maria Haiti and Curtis Apravich to present the toast to the staff. Maria and Curtis?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, we would like to pay a tribute to the teachers who have spent thousands of hours with the people in our graduating class. These people have made it possible for us to be where we are today. I know that we never tell the teachers how much we appreciate what they've done for us. However, with their help, cooperation, and patience, they will always mean a lot to us.
In our elementary years, the teachers taught us our basic skills. Many hours were spent teaching us how to understand and use the different words and numbers. It is unfortunate, however, that the neatness that was also taught to us did not follow everybody as we passed from grade to grade.
In our teenage years, the junior high teachers watched us try to change from little kids to young adults. We constantly tried to test what our limits were, but with their patience exceeding many expectations, the teachers managed to help us and keep some order at the same time.
Finally, in high school, the teachers were able to watch our class develop a personality of its own. Unique, yet slightly twisted, would be the perfect way to describe the class that these teachers had to cooperate with. The following memories from the past few years will show you exactly how adaptable and patient these teachers really are.
Mr. Hashik, we would like to tell you that you have taught us to listen to the warnings people give us. My locker is a perfect example showing us that warnings shouldn't be ignored.
Mrs. Warwa, you have taught us that keeping quiet for more than 5 minutes is possible. We will not be physically damaged if we keep our mouths shut and pay attention the whole 40 minutes.
Mrs. Kerlick, we would like you to know that the girls do not take showers in the middle of the school day or have problems with the water fountain. However, we would like to also remind you that our sibling-like fights just make us closer.
Mr. Gascoigne, we would like to tell you that we aren't the animals we sometimes seem to be. As you can tell today, the noises aren't constant.
We will always remember Mr. Leonti's booming voice over the intercom and Mr. Rudkowski's anecdotes. By the way, Mr. Rudkowski, Isn't it too bad that it took someone from our class to finally beat your Halloween threats?
We will also remember everything that every teacher has done for us. Thank you. Now will everybody raise their glasses in a toast to the teachers?
Thank you, Marie and Curtis. I would like to call upon Mrs. Joanne Elko and Mr. Harvey Hashik to reply. Mrs. Elko and Mr. Hashik.
Graduates, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the teachers and support staff at Two Hills High School, thank you for that very special tribute. All the staff have enjoyed working with this graduating class. We appreciate the enthusiasm you have shown for learning, and we also appreciate the great cooperation that you have given us in all school matters. Graduates, you are a very special group today. We are very proud of you and of all that you have accomplished. You have a tremendous future ahead of you, and I guess I'd just like to say give you a few words of advice as you rush off. First, set yourself some goals. Just the other day, I heard a person comment, aim high, you never know what you might hit. But in a more meaningful way, be bold when you set your goals. These goals will guide your decisions and actions as you go along, and they will influence the way you relate to the people around you. Second, remember that you will never pass by this way again. Whatever the opportunity, you only get it once, so give it your best shot. Here's an interesting short passage. Author John H. Stokes, don't know who he is, source unknown, but it's neat. The time to begin anything is now. Do it today. Someone has wisely observed that we cannot change yesterday, nor begin on tomorrow until it is here. So all that there is left is for you to make every today the best it can be. When you think of yesterday with no regret and tomorrow without fear, you will be on the highway to success, because you will be using your todays in the best way you know how, and your tomorrows will be rich with promise. So begin now. As you move on in life, you will be involved with people, so assert yourself and put forward your ideas. But always think about how your actions will affect others. Put yourself in their shoes. I know that you would all like to be lucky in the future. Well, I once heard the luckiest people in the world are those that have friends. So never pass up an opportunity to make a friendship. But even putting luck aside, just think of how reassuring a feeling it is when you meet a friend somewhere unexpectedly. And my final message to you is that you should never forget your obligation to mankind and to your community. Be sure to help those less fortunate than yourself. And remember that many of the events and things that you really enjoy happen because the people around you care and give freely of their time and effort. I think this ceremony is a good example. So wherever you go, become involved and help to make the place an interesting one to be in. So on behalf of the staff at Two Hills High School, I wish you health, happiness, and good fortune, and be sure to visit us when you can. And now I give you Joanne Elko.
Good evening, Master of Ceremonies, Mistress of Ceremonies, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and honored guests. Mr. Hashik and I feel honored to be able to reply to the toast to the teachers. It feels so nice to be appreciated by our students today. As your teachers, quite often we're made to feel like we're not respected by our students. After all, we're always after you to get your homework done on time, study hard for your exams, work hard in class instead of visiting with your friends, try harder to do your best, be kinder to one another, and to us especially, behave appropriately for your age, and the list goes on and on. Well, I hope, and I'm sure that when you look back at your years as students from Two Hills High School, you'll remember all the good times you had with us, your teachers, and understand that all the seemingly unreasonable demands we placed on you were for a reason. Our responsibilities as teachers is to help students become capable and responsible citizens. We're in a caring profession where it's our business to help you become the best you can be. We've always placed high expectations on you because we know that as your teachers, if we expect a lot from you, we'll get a lot. And look how far you've come so far. From this class of '99, We have so many scholars, top-class athletes, artists, humanitarians, and fine young men and women. From this class of 99, we're also going to have a dietitian, a lawyer, a pilot, a computer technologist and computer programmer, a chef, a welder, an anthropologist who someday wants to own an art gallery, a dental hygienist, a human resource manager, a hairdresser, a graphic artist, a certified heavy equipment operator, a WWF wrestler, a livestock production specialist, an artist, a certified bartender, who I feel will also make a great politician, an accountant, a policeman, a nurse, an engineer, and a member of the Canadian Armed Forces who also wouldn't mind being a professional Ukrainian dancer, a physiotherapist, a corporate business owner, and 4 young adults who are anxious to get into the workforce to show the world all the talent and skills they have to offer. Later this evening, when we meet again in the gym for the grad ceremonies, we'll identify the students who've chosen each of these career paths. And what a variety of career paths you have chosen. You should all be so proud. Because you are from such a small school, within such a small community, it is with pride that I read off all the professions that you have decided to go after. Your parents and family should be proud, you should be proud, and we as your teachers also share in your pride. On Tuesday, when you pick up your report cards and walk out of our high school doors as students for the last time, it definitely will be a great time of change for you. Most of you will be moving away from home in the fall, meeting new people, setting up new apartments, going to new jobs or schools, and getting used to whole new communities. It certainly is going to be a great time of change for you. We hope we've helped your parents and families in preparing you adequately to face these new challenges with enthusiasm, integrity, and common sense. The future is yours. Hard work, optimism, and perseverance make anything you want to do possible. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Mrs. Elko and Mr. Hashik. Now I'd like to call upon Lisa Weir and Debbie Boschman to present the toast to the parents. Lisa and Debbie.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, distinguished guests, friends, and family. Tonight, as we reach for our diplomas, we have many people to thank: teachers, siblings, friends, grandparents, and most importantly, our parents. It seems like only yesterday we were nervously gripping your hands as cute, innocent 5-year-olds who didn't want to let go at the door of the grade 1 classroom. With your help, we have overcome these fears, become the young adults whom you see before you. You, our parents, are not only authority figures who have kept us out of trouble and rescued us when we were in trouble, but you are our caregivers, our friends, most importantly, our mentors. You have stood by us in support through our accomplishments, our struggles, our joys, and our sorrows. It was you who made us believe in ourselves and those around us.
You have taught us to be responsible for our own actions and to treat others as we want others to treat us. We will take these virtues that you have taught us and use them throughout our lives. There are endless opportunities for us as we begin to realize and experience our dreams and goals. You will always be there watching as we journey through our futures by lending support and a helping hand. Thank you, parents, for all the love and support you have shown us throughout the years. Please stand and raise your glasses as we toast the parents.
Thank you, Lisa and Debbie. I would now like to call upon Mrs. Marianne Chomlak to reply. Mrs. Chomlak?
Good evening, parents, grandparents, family, teachers, special guests, and honored grads. Today, we, your parents, have reflected on the past 18 years and have wondered where the time has gone. It was only yesterday, or so it seemed, that we brought home small bundles of joy and wondered what the future held for you. Now here you sit before us, grown ladies and gentlemen, ready to close one door and open another. As parents, we have some advice that we would like you to take with yourselves as you prepare to embark on a new future. Dream big, why not? It makes life fun. Besides, if you don't have dreams, how are you going to have a dream come true? Make mistakes, then try to learn from them. If you never make mistakes, you're probably not trying anything new. Talk about boring. Keep your mind open. That's how to catch the best ideas. Extend yourself to others, especially those who are different from you. It makes life worthwhile, not to mention more interesting. Delight in the natural world. Go outside and look at a tree or the sky. Learn to love the ordinary. It's the little things that get you by. Develop deep inner resources. Be your own best company. Have a happy life, one day at a time. Graduation is a time for leaving the familiar to explore new horizons, for looking back on favorite memories and forward to making new moments to remember, for saying goodbye to old friends and hello to new ones. While graduation marks the end of one special time of your life, it's really just the beginning of a beautiful future. So remember that even though this is a time of change, it's also an exciting time of opportunity. Someday you'll look back on graduation as the beginning of some of the best times of your life. On behalf of all parents, I'd like to close with this small poem. What was once a dream is finally here. You've worked hard and studied year after year. Congratulations on a job well done. We parents couldn't be prouder of anyone. Always remember, we love you.
Good evening, honored guests, parents, grandparents, grads, ladies and gentlemen.
We will begin our graduation exercises with the Grad March of the Graduates. Ivan Babiak. Debbie Boschman.
Matthew Barassa. Janine Chomlak.
Clayton Mullen. Sean Krapko.
Rodney Chu. Reed Druin.
Rachel Hoka. Valerie Iwashko.
Ryan King. Christy Grackle.
Maria Haiti. Eric Leonti.
Mark Rudy. Alan Kirsch.
Samantha Luchak. Donald Marshall.
Adriel Michaud. Ben Rathburn.
Jill Salden. Nicholas Robinson.
Jeffrey Romaniuk. Lisa Weert.
Shane Saskew. Curtis Saprovich.
Cody Taranko. Carla Twertaclib.
Desi Uniot.
Jessica LaLuke. Graduate Debbie Boschman with escort Jonathan Aiken. Graduate Matthew Barassa with escort Nicola Jones. Graduate Clayton Mullen with graduate Janine Chomlak. Graduate Sean Krapko with escort Rhonda Tran. Graduate Rodney Chu with escort Nadine Stefuk.
Graduate Reed Druin with graduate Rachel Hoka. Graduate Ryan King with graduate Valerie Iwashko. Graduate Christy Greco with escort Colin Kopchenko. Graduate Eric Leonti with graduate Maria Haiti. Graduate Mark Rudy with escort Jamie Scraba. Graduate Alan Kirsch with escort Aaron Nutbrown.
Graduate Samantha Luchak with escort Wayne King. Graduate Donald Marshall with escort Lori Knowles. Graduate Adriel Michaud with escort Yolanda Kutash. Graduate Ben Rathburn with graduate Jill Salden. Graduate Nicholas Robinson with escort Lisa Gerbrand. Graduate Jeffrey Romaniuk with graduate Lisa Weir.
Graduate Shane Saskew with escort Nicole Toma. Graduate Curtis Saprovich with escort Renelle Humaniuk. Graduate Cody Taranko with escort Noel Mishanyuk. Graduate Carla Turticlib with escort Vinnie Farkas. Graduate Desi Uniot with escort Carly Matuk.
I would like to present to you the graduating class of 1999. My name is Megan Pona, and I'm honored to be your Mistress of Ceremonies for this evening.
And my name is Shane Metrinik, and I'm honored to be your Master of Ceremonies for this evening. We would like to welcome everyone to the 1999 graduation ceremonies.
Chris Kopchenko will now lead us in our national anthem.
Thank you, Chris. Now I'd like to call upon the Chief Deputy Superintendent, Mr. Doug Yeo, to present his message to the grads. Mr. Yeo?
Good evening, proud parents, proud relatives, friends, community members, and fellow educators of this wonderful group of young people in front of us. We're all here today to honor. Congratulations, graduates. I know this, your theme, A Time for a Change. And I'd like to expound a little bit, so you'll have to put up with me for a little bit here, about how a change comes about. And I'd like to refer to what they call the circle of courage. A circle meaning it goes on and on and on. When they talk about it, they talk about, first of all, how we all need a sense of belonging, which you have had through your family, your community, your school, and your friends. And once you have that feeling of belonging, you can then go on to master a number of things, whether it's skills in school, social skills, family skills, these sort of things. Then you achieve your mastery. You can then go on to a life more of independence, which is what you're doing tonight. It's marking a break. You're through your exams now, and it's marking a break in what you're going to be doing for your future, your independence. And then comes the last stage, and they call it generosity. And this is the giving back for what you have received, whether it be into your community or to others, passing back acts that you have received from others on. Then, of course, this circle of courage continues. As some of you will be going on to post-secondary training, some of you will be going on to jobs. Again, you'll be looking for this feeling of belonging. And then you'll be looking for this feeling of mastery, whether in your studies or at your work. And again, your independence will then go on. And then you can also hopefully have the generosity to give back either in your job or in your community what you have received. For this is the only way we can become a better world. So with that, I'd like to wish you a safe grad, a happy grad, and a good life, and keep that wheel rolling, or that circle rolling. Good night.
Thank you, Mr. Yeo. I would like to call upon Mr. George Leonti, who will be making the presentations of awards to the graduates. Mr. Leonti?
Thank you. Good evening, honored graduates, parents, teachers, grandparents, and honored guests. Before I present the awards, I would like to thank all the parents who actively participated in helping make the grad what it is today. All of you helped with many different duties. Secondly, I would like to thank the grad executive and the committee members for their almost daily work throughout the year in preparation for grad. Would all those members on the executive and committee chairpersons who worked please stand up? Don't be shy. Now, that doesn't mean that the rest of the people that are sitting there didn't help. They did. When it came to decorating or the pierogi supper, they were all there. But somebody had to crack the whip, you might say, sometimes. Thirdly, I would like to express my thanks to Mr. Rudkowski and Mrs. Elko for assisting me in coordinating the grad this year. Finally, we would like to thank all of our community and business sponsors who donated so much to the grad class of '99. We really appreciate your support. Before I present the awards, I would like to congratulate and encourage the grads. They've been a nice class to work with, and I wish you the best. The first category of awards is for the first semester courses and the 10-month non-diploma exam courses. The names of these recipients will go on the master wall plaques in the showcase in the fall once all the results are in for the second semester courses. First of all, what I'd like you people to do is to come up to receive your award or your certificate as I call your name. First recipient, Matthew Barassa, received certificate for highest academic standing and honors in Social 33. All of these certificates will be for highest academic standing and honors, so I won't have to repeat myself. Rachel Hauka, French 30.
Good work.
Shane Saskew for highest academic standing and honors in Math 30, Math 31, Chemistry 30.
Good work.
Eric Leonti, Social Studies 30 and Chemistry 30. Curtis Saprovich, Phys Ed 30. Okay. Co-holders Mark Hrudy and Ryan King, Career and Technology Studies, Industrial Ed. Valerie Iwashko and Samantha Luchek, Career and Technology Studies, Fashion Studies. Just as an example of the kinds of things that can be done in fashion studies, Samantha sewed her own grad gown. Finally, I would like to personally present plaques to Christy Greco and Valerie Washko for top honors in Art 30. These were my Art 30 students, and I'm very proud of them. And maybe you noticed some of the work out in the foyer. Not all of it is out there. We could only find so many tables. They all ended up in the computer room. But there's lots of art out in the hallways. If you want to take a look after the ceremony, please feel free to do so. Good work, people. And marks for English 30, English 33, Physics 30, and Biology 30. These were just written this past week, so we wish them the best of luck in that, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more honors at the Fall Awards Night ceremony. The second category of awards is the Jostens Rings of Excellence. And Jostens are the people that do the rings for our grads. And as a goodwill gesture, they provide rings for the top students. This year, we had to help Jostens out because we had some co-holders here. So co-holders for girls, Maria Haiti and Christy Greco. Now, obviously, those don't look like rings. It takes time to make rings. They've been measured. The orders have been sent in. So Jostens has supplied us with certificates. And co-holders for the boys, Eric Leonti and Shane Saskew. The Two Hills High School and grad class of '99 present a grad leadership award. This award was started, I think, 2 years ago. This year's recipient is Maria Haiti. She served as grad secretary and worked diligently in helping to work with the grads and the executive in making this thing the success it is. So Maria Haiti. The High School Citizenship Award is sponsored by the Alberta government, and sometimes we have Mr. Stelmach here or Bev Homanyuk here to present this, but this year there is a delay in the making of the award, but nevertheless we will just supply a certificate at this time, and this will be presented when the award will be sent from Alberta Ed. Apparently the ministerial change has put a delay on those lovely laser engraved plaques. So hopefully this will suffice. In the meantime, we present to Valerie Iwashko. Valerie is known for exemplary behavior, work habits, and pleasant demeanor. Congratulations. The Two Hills High School Students Union sponsors the Grade 12 Athletic Awards, and this year's recipients are Rachel Hauka and Curtis Saprovich, and these are very nice awards. Boy, this is a lot of awards. This is hard work. The University of Alberta sponsors a mathematics competition. This year's winner is Eric Leonti. Okay, we are now done with that category of awards. Except to announce, and this is where the dollars really are, the scholarship recipients. And these are people who will receive their awards in the fall when they enroll. You do not get this money if you do not enroll at the U of A. So what I'd like the students to do is just stand. I have nothing to give you. You'll get your money in the fall. But if you would just stand as I read your name for the particular award. Number one, the University of Alberta Leadership Scholarships of $2,500 each will be awarded to Christy Greco, Shane Saskew, and Eric Leonti. Scholarship number two, the Academic Entrance Scholarship of $1,000 each will be awarded to 4 students who will attend U of A. Christy Greco, Maria Haiti, Eric Leonti, Shane Saskew. Scholarship number 3, the Faculty of Science Entrance Scholarship of $1,000, Eric Leonti. The Alberta government annually sponsors the Rutherford Scholarships. This is for honors in grades 10, 11, and 12. And a lot of these people did receive honors in grade 10 and 11, so we'll read off those names soon. The awards are $400 for grade 10, $800 for grade 11, and if they get honors in grade 12, $1,300. So that's quite an incentive for them. And the government just increased those this year from $1,500. The grade 10s are, the people that got honors in grade 10 were Ivan Babu, Christy Greco, Rachel Hauka, Maria Haiti, Eric Leonti, Shane Saskew, and Lisa Weird. In grade 11, again, some of those are repeated. Ivan Babu, Christy Greco, Rachel Hauka, Maria Haiti, Eric Leonti, Shane Saskew, Jill Salden, Curtis Saprovich, and Lisa Weird. For grade 12, it's not over until the results come in at the end of July. Fall Awards Night will finalize all of these awards, and everything will be summarized on plaques for them at that time. And even if they don't attend, parents usually attend or siblings pick up these awards for them. Good work. We are proud of our grade 12 standings for many years now. Many of you will have read the local newspapers where school works, for whatever it's worth. Some think they're not too reputable or whatever, but nevertheless, they have ranked Two Hills High School as #1 in Biology 30, Math 30, English 30, Social Studies 30 for 1998. And the year before, we were ranked as 5th. I think you guys will probably continue this trend. So best of luck, and have a safe grad. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Leonti. Now I'd like to call upon Rachel Hoka, Jill Salden, and Ben Rathburn to present the class histories. Some grads may want to remember these memories. However, I'm sure many would like to forget them.
Ivan Babiak. Ivan is the most unpredictable person in our class. However, we will always know his true loves. Because Superman is one of his lifetime idols, Ivan wants to improve the world just like Superman would do. By using his 4-H for Life plan, he might succeed. Good luck to you with your plans for world domination. Next time you get a flat tire and you're closer to home than your destination, we advise you to go back home.
Jeffrey Romick, a.k.a. Fubu and Speff. Jeff is known for his love of work at a certain store in Two Hills. By the way, watch out for the Town of Two Hills signs because they seem to pop out of everywhere in those black leather rocking chairs because they're all out to tip you over. Also, Jeff, you'd better go take some extra English courses in the summer because it's rip my shirt, not shirt my ripped.
Mark Rude, a.k.a. Mark. Mark is known for his fondness of sweets. We've never seen anyone who can eat a whole book bag of candy in one afternoon. I bet you didn't go to sleep for weeks after that sugar blast. Mark is the only graduate left whose mom still has to hide candy from him. Mark, take our advice. Don't go into public speaking as a career. Remember your grade 8 speech? Stick to your awesome talent with computers.
Samantha Luchak, a.k.a. Sammy. Sam is known for her love of trucks. If Sam is in a bad mood, which is quite often, and she sees a truck, she is instantly happy. Sam is also known for her intimidating demeanor that screams, "Don't mess with me." In the future, Sam, remember to check what kind of condition the vehicle that you buy is in before you take it. You would like to have it for more than one day. Sam, we all know that you should be a fashion designer, but just remember to take Ben with you to model your dresses, and then you'll be a success.
Cody Taranko, a.k.a. Team Tarango. Cody is always trying to play his hardest in the sporting activities at school. He also plays an active role in and out of school activities, such as growing his own garden. If Cody is not hanging out with younger girls, then he's repairing some old beat-up truck at home. As the future mayor of Morecambe, he's very concerned about maintaining Morecambe's population.
Donald Marshall, a.k.a. Don. Donald can always be found hanging around the grade 10 hallway. He enjoys Wellington dances, and he enjoys even more finding out what happened the morning after. Donald is known for the greatest deals he can get for cigarettes, alcohol, and hunting privileges. If you ever need wild meat, just ask Donald to go hunting.
Ben Rathburn, aka Benny Big Ben NWO. Everybody knows Ben in our class as being a wicked boarder. He is known for his outgoing attitude as he switches girlfriends at least every 2 weeks. All his friends enjoy going over to his house and playing with all his toys. Remember the incidents with the snowmobile and the lawn tractor? Ben changes his vehicles as quick as he changes his women, from an Eagle to a Camaro to a convertible. You can't make your own rules in those card games anymore since you have Jackie in your hands, Ben.
Oh yeah. Reed Druin, aka Greedy Reedy, NWO. Reed is new to our school, but you'd never guess with his outgoing personality. Reed has had many interesting experiences with vehicles this year, but lately he has the famous green truck to fall back on. Here's some words of advice for you. 1, always remember to fill it before you leave. 2, don't park in any fields. 3, always remember that 13 is a very unlucky number. Next time you're in VEG, make sure you bring your razor just in case you find yourself in the sin bin.
Clayton Mullen, aka Chunks, Fatty Mullen, Scrub, and NWO. Most of the girls in our class think that Clayton is the most hand-picked and controlled male in our class. He obeys every rule that Janine makes, or so she thinks, right, Clayton? Clayton has a definite homosexual side to him, as he has a love for watching big men in tight shorts on Monday nights. This obsession must explain his odd family home videos. Clayton has a love for music, Right Soul Man, and Elvis movies. Hope to see you become a famous wrestler one day.
Nick Robinson. Although Nick has been with us only for a short time, he sure has left an impression. His long black trench coat, white wigs, and his briefcase say it all. Thanks for having the class of '99 over at your house after the pierogi supper. It was a blast.
Rodney Chew, aka Chewy, Hot Rod, Chewbacca, NWO. Rodney is the landlord of our class, as you can always expect somebody different living in his house. Even though he's the smallest guy in our class, Rodney still has the strength to overpower most anybody, just ask Christy. Rodney often dreams of becoming a very intelligent and deceitful supernatural being. It's about time you're out of school now, Rodney, since you're almost 20 years old.
Shane Saskew, aka Turtle Pipes. Hopefully next year you make it to 12 o'clock on New Year's, and remember, when you have no doggy bag, open the van window. Shane, next time you take a shower at my house, don't ask me to wash your clothes too. By the way, Shane, which finger did you show my dad that night? Shane, one piece of advice. Next time you're in Goleta Park, remember to turn off your lights.
Lisa Weird, aka Pete's. Lisa is known for her love of Mustangs, coffee, and sleep. Lisa, didn't anyone tell you that you're supposed to sleep at home, not in bio and social classes? Lisa is also known to leave her mark at dances in a unique way. One word, Bullarama. Watch out for those pretty butterflies tonight, Lisa, because they seem to show up whenever you drink.
Valerie Washko, aka Mitzi and Little Girl. Valerie is known for her attachment to a certain cowboy in our class. She also loves to party with all the cowboys at Bovelin Bar. She spent most of the school year in the home economics lab making herself a new wardrobe. Val, we all hope you become a well-known designer so we can wear all your latest inventions.
Maria Haiti, aka Peasant Farmer. Maria is one of the top students of the class who always is friendly and helpful. She participates in many of our school functions. One such function was a 30-hour famine. We don't think you should ever go without food for so long because you sure experience some strange side effects. Maria also likes going over to my house to watch movies until 6 in the morning. Hey Maria, wasn't that movie Shooting Star very entertaining? If your career in business doesn't turn out, you could always do West Edmonton Mall surveys.
Debbie Boschman, aka Deb. Deb is known as a second-hand smoking addict. Though Debbie doesn't smoke, she's likely smoked more packages of cigarettes than most because she's always willing to taxi smokers around. From all the smokers, thanks. It seems that Debbie has kept the local hospital running with her many accidents throughout school. It's a good thing that she has health care and Blue Cross because her mom would be in major debt. By the way, Debbie, does your mom know what you did Easter of '98?
Matthew Barassa. Matthew always got excited when our class went swimming in junior high. Everybody knew that taking swimming lessons was his favorite activity. It is pretty easy to find Matthew on weekends and at night because he spends all of his spare time at his girlfriend's house, and he drives that bright yellow truck.
Desi Union, aka Cheeks. In elementary school, Desi always thought that he was more popular than anybody else because he knew Don Mazinkowski. When Desi isn't visiting Don, he is usually busy building his one-of-a-kind, souped-up golf cart. Hey Desi, were you successful in picking up any older chicks with your golf cart on that course yet? I'm sure they'll love the loud music and those lights. Desi, everybody in our class wants you to have another one of those wild hot tub parties, but this time, let Wilma know first.
Curtis Zaprovich, aka Boom Boom and Stubby. Hey tough guy, before you go to another Mandare dance, learn how to fight or learn how to duck. Curtis, remember the rules of volleyball in gym class? You're not allowed to grab or throttle the ref. Curtis is known for being whipped when he's not going out with a girl. If you want to make the NAIT volleyball team, you must stop eating. Curtis, remember, a race always starts from 0, and remember that you'll never beat the green one no matter how good you think you are.
Sean Krapko, aka Disco. Sean is best known for his famous beer machine. Next time you buy a beer machine, make sure it won't blow up in Janine's basement. Have you ever been early for anything? You sure don't seem to be early for certain classes. Bio. Do you even know what homeroom is? Sean somehow always seems to find money for the weekends even though he continually claims he's broke.
Jill Salden, aka Jellybean Hammer NWO. Jill is always kind and considerate to her classmates. Once at a volleyball tournament in Thorhild, she gave up her bed to a teammate and she actually slept in the closet. Jill's also great to have around if you hit the ditch in winter. She'll dig you out with her bare hands and feet. She doesn't even need a shovel. One grad fundraiser Jill loved was Christmas caroling. She especially loved the sleepovers after. Right, Jill? She has a definite attraction to blue Jeeps and cold winter nights.
Christy Grekel, aka Sasquatch. Christy Grekel is the wild woman of our class, and we don't mean partying. Christy's pastime include hunting deer, water buffalo, and fish. Christy, we came up with some words of advice for you. Stay away from the endangered species list. Be careful with any bones you find in the future. The parks in Edmonton aren't for hunting, and always lock the door when you're camping. We just have one thing to ask you, Christy. Do you like it like that?
Rachel Halka, aka Man Hands and NWO. Rachel is the only girl in our class whose hair will never be short and her sleeves will never be long. Every weekend, Rachel has something exciting happening. If her famous green truck isn't racing, it seems to be stalled in a field, so she claims. She loves the night and spending time at a certain place in Vague. Just think, in 7 months her habit will be legal. One of her most unforgettable experiences with a psychic. The fact that 2 out of her 3 predictions came true is quite scary. For your mom's sake, we really hope your 18th year passes without the 3rd prediction popping out. And hey, Rachel, the Boy Scouts didn't want to see what you ate for lunch.
Adriel Michaud, aka Wildman. Adriel loves working on new stereo designs during bio, chemistry, and physics. He loves to go on camping trips because he can act like the wild man that he is. Adriel, how did you manage to find your way back to the tent in the morning? We would all like to know. Are you going into a field of work that your unique animal sounds and noises will come in handy? A couple words of advice for you in the future, Adriel. Don't play with fireworks because you may lose your hand.
Eric Leonti, aka Stefka NWO. His peers know Eric by many different nicknames, but it would have to be said that George Jr. and Stefka are most commonly used. This may be because Eric has a tendency to get lonely for his dad very often during the day. If Eric wants to get out of class, all he has to say is, "I gotta go talk to my dad." He's the only one who sees his parents 24 hours a day. Eric would like to believe that he is Mr. Perfect, but his friends know better. We have witnessed Eric at his worst. Remember saying this, Eric? "I don't need stitches." We all know that stitches aren't necessary if you have CoverGirl. Just remember, Eric, at university you are expected to be a young adult, so shower time and mother comments are unacceptable.
Alan Kirsch. Alan is the quietest person in our class because 3/4 of the time he's not there. He has been known to talk a great deal only at after-school functions. It is weird to see somebody so quiet suddenly get so loud whenever Shania Twain or Marilyn Manson is heard. This is a very interesting combination.
Janine Chomlak, aka Bean Jade. Janine is known for her gift of gab. Just ask anyone who's driven her to an Andrew dance. For being the smallest one in our class, she can sure handle her large consumption of food and beverages, not to mention her nugget. Janine is also handy when it comes to camping trips because she packs up the beast and everyone is ready to eat. If you're ever in need of something to do, just stop by Janine's house. You're sure to find the party. Don't let school cramp your style next year, Janine, as you have been burdened this year.
Ryan King, aka Cowboy, Tex, and Hillbilly. Ryan was the pool shark in the last 2 years. I think he spent more time on the pool table than he did in all of high school. Ryan kind of drifted away from our class earlier this year, but now Ryan is making a living for himself. Best of luck in the future, Ryan.
Carla Torterclip, aka Torty. Carla is well known for her many hairstyles and colors. Though we rarely see her in school, we have witnessed her short spiky hair to her big puffy hair. The guys in our class especially like to hear about Carla's medical experiences. Thanks to Carla, the guys will never be embarrassed about anything anymore. One question, Carla. Why is it that you're always 18 years old at Andrew dances while you're one of the youngest in our class?
I would now like to call upon our guest speaker, Mr. Lance Hominiuk. Mr. Hominiuk.
I have to say, though, it is a very special group, and I am honored and fortunate to be able to present here tonight. What made this group so special, I think, to me is the fact, as every teacher knows, as you go through the years, every time you teach, you bring something from that class. This having been my first experience, I think I took more from this class and was able to apply it in my other teaching experiences. And this class had something special. There's a uniqueness. They were very self-directed, self-motivated, very eager, and very willing to work as hard as however they were asked. Another thing I noticed is there's a large degree of cohesion within this group. Even at grade 8, they seem to all get along well, work together against me. But definitely working as a class, and I think that's taken them this far, and I think it's a quality they want to hold on to as they make other relationships in their lives. And I think what I took away most, and I must apologize to these guys, I didn't appreciate it nearly as much, but this group has an enormous sense of humor. And sure, it was at my expense at times, but the truth is, when you're teaching, it's valuable to understand that sense of humor. I've used it every year since, and definitely have come to appreciate it since then. Now, in being fortunate and honored to speak for this group, I have to admit something else. I'm very, very scared. But this is a good thing, and it's sort of my first word of wisdom. And then I pause at the thought of wisdom, and how is it that I could afford my wisdom to these guys? I'm thinking about what it is that makes me wise, and I thought about this for a while this week. And when I really thought about it, what it is that makes me entitled to give them my wisdom is the fact is, over 9 extra years, I think I've made a fool of myself that many more times. So in saying so, I mean to be serious, is that it's experience. You know, I've had experience, and I have the qualifications to give some advice, and I'm not going to be giving advice that says I know all the answers, because I made a lot of mistakes, just as I'm sure each of you guys will. And in growing up, that's really part of it. I think that's the most valuable part of advice. But let me get back to the idea of me speaking, though I'm frightened to death in front of all of you guys. Truth is, you don't grow unless you step out of your comfort zone. Most certainly, on a regular Saturday, not much unlike this one, if I was in my comfort zone, I'd be in my basement, 2939 Unwin Road, Calgary. Blinds would be pulled, remote control in one hand, perhaps a beer in the other, and I'd be comfortable. But I wouldn't be looking for that edge. I'd be in the middle of where I'm most comfortable. But if you find that edge and you look for a gate and you kick it open, then you're expanding yourself. Mr. Yeo was talking about a circle, and you got to picture it the same way. Your comfort zone is basically a trap. If you look at it, you're penned in, and there's no barbed wire and there's no fences, but you're penned in by your own complacency. So if there's any advice I could give, it's go to the edge of that. Find out where those gates are and push them open. If I push them open a few more times and I public speak a few more times, I might start feeling comfortable with it. Until then, I'll just carry through. And I can think of an example. I taught you in grade 8. I can think of an example when I was in grade 8 as well. A very good one, a very concrete one. I don't know, maybe some of you can relate to it. It's the telephone one. When you admire a girl in school in grade 8, it's harrowing, because your comfort zone is not with girls. It's very far away from girls in grade 8. But you still kind of like them, so you want to phone them up. And you can creep to the edge of that zone, to that line, that invisible field that keeps you there, and you can peer over the edge. And I had the phone in one hand, I was peering over the edge of that comfort zone, and then I lifted off the hook, and I heard the dial tone. I mean, I was like, my tiptoes, I was looking over the edge, I was ready to soar. And then I dialed the number, 657, And I was soaring, I was flying over the edge. I was now free, I was out of my comfort zone, and it felt great. And then her mom answered. It was like there was a bungee cord on my feet, and I just hung the phone up and was pulled back into my comfort zone. Never did tell her that I liked her. It wasn't a big deal. I'm sure it wouldn't have lasted anyway. But the point being is I didn't go out of my comfort zone. And the point being, my success or failure as a speech is a success to me because I want you guys to understand that every time you're faced with a challenge in life, take it. Look for those gates in your comfort zone. Get your feet out of the muck that makes you so comfortable. A lot of you guys might be thinking about moving away. Now think of all the opportunity there. You could probably make a big list, great places like Australia, California, New Mexico, East India, Nunavut. There's a lot of places on these guys' list. Of course, the parents have their own list. Vegreville, Mundare, maybe Edmonton next year. Truth is, though we laugh, there's something to think about that too. If you think about your theme, and I had to think about that, have to work it in somehow, but it's time for a change. And I don't like the song, just so you know. I hate the band, I think that's what, but I like the words of the song, I really do. The message is right, because in this day and age, where we're at, this is a crazy world, and the song discusses basically the madness that goes on around. That's how I interpret it anyway. Bear with me. The truth is, in this world, you can get caught up in the fast pace. And when you get caught up in that sort of thing, you're losing touch of really what makes you guys a solid group. And that is your roots. If you think of your comfort zone, I know your parents are eager for you to kick those gates open, get out there and experience life, but unless you remember where you're from and what's at the center of that comfort zone, it's not going to do you any good because you have to have some place to come back to. So when you leave, when you do things on your own, make sure you return to those things that are so dear to you, and that happens to be your parents, the friends that you've grown up with, and ultimately this town. Now, you will be leaving at some point. You will be kicking those gates open. It might be university, it might be a job in the city, it might be a job around here, but you might be moving out on your own. And I have to bring my wisdom in this regard. I've lived for 9 years with a bunch of different roommates. Right now I have 6 of them. And I guarantee you that at some point, some of you will have roommates. I only have 2 things to say, 2 points that'll save all kinds of arguments in your house. First is, when you're done eating, do your dishes right away. And the second thing is, because it's not a perfect world, if your roommates don't have the same philosophy, don't sweat it, do their dishes too. Because the truth is, it's not worth the agony and the fighting for weeks and weeks and weeks. You might as well just be the bigger person, get everything done. It comes around in big circles. In closing, I know a lot of decisions are made for you guys, a lot of gates to be opened, a lot of places to go. When you're making those decisions, sometimes you think they're hard because you think, well, what if I make the wrong one? But I do have a personal philosophy in this. I believe you can't make a wrong decision. And you got to think about this properly, because let's say you decide to have a girlfriend, then you decide during your 6-month anniversary you're going to go out with your buddies to play pool. Might be looked at as a wrong decision, but I say no. I say what you have to do is make new decisions. If you make a decision that you think didn't please the people the way you want them to, you've got to make another one. And it might be buying them flowers in that case, taking them out for dinner the next night, or maybe kiboshing the plans with your buddies. Now, the truth is, it goes for everything in life. You can choose a lot of paths. You can decide to do a lot of things, whether it's university, whether it's a job, whether it's travel. If you find yourself in a pinch, just make a new decision. But don't stop making decisions, because that's when you've given up. I'd like to thank this grad class, and I'd like to thank you for having patience and letting me grow.
Mistress of Ceremonies and Master of Ceremonies, Megan and Shane, graduates, parents, families, staff members, and friends. This world is a little bit confusing. When you're in elementary school and you get sent to the corner, it's a punishment. When you come to a grad banquet 12 years later, you go in the corner, you get rewarded. You get to eat first. The fine group of grads that our school has to offer this year certainly gives one a very positive sense of what our society and our country will be like in the future. On behalf of everyone that is associated with our school, I would like to congratulate each and every one of them for their scholastic, their athletic, and citizenship achievements. They have truly been a great group of young adults to work with. Now, last November at our annual awards night, we issued them a challenge. And the challenge was to match last year's grade 12 results in government diploma examinations. Last year's results from our grade 12s averaged 71.4%. And so the challenge to match it was on. And at the end of the first semester this year, this grad class has achieved an astonishing 73.6% average. And I'm sure that they did just as well in the June exams, but we won't know till toward the end of July. So we are waiting patiently. Now, there has been a lot of comparison amongst schools and rating of schools, and really, you can't go by that. Those of us that have been around for ages and ages and ages, regardless of any percentages, we have a gut feeling of whether a class is doing well or not. We really don't need the comparisons. All we do is try and challenge the class to do the best they can. And we all know that when we went to school, and you make your marks a little higher and a little higher and a little higher, and there's no limit. You have a 94% average, and your parents tell you to shoot for 96 and 97. And we all know that that's not possible. So long as our students do the best they can, we will be happy. This group is a very unique group. They work hard and they play with intensity as well. We have seen that time and time again. And in all honesty, at times, they are not easy to handle, or they haven't been. But in the end, they always come through big time. And that's why we are so proud of them, because they are what makes or breaks our school. And we believe we have an excellent school, and these young people are really what makes our school great, in giving other people the ability to work with them, whether it be teachers or support staff or parents. I'd like to present a number of, I suppose we can call them novelty awards, to certain people in this group, because there's a real diversity amongst them. And the first one that I have a little plaque for is Mr. Sean Krapko. So Sean, would you come up here, please? This is why we are giving Sean Krapko the Kindness Award. I've got in my hands a late slip from January 19th, 1:20 p.m. And here's the reason Sean was late that afternoon. I had to shovel an old lady out of a snowbank. Sean, congratulations. Here's your Kindness Award. The next one is Debbie Boschman. Now, most of us were 25 years old before we had our first vehicle. Debbie Boschman is on our second vehicle. The first vehicle she had, we all swore that one day when it was raining, it would wash the rust off and the fenders would fall off. But it never happened. Actually, Debbie wore it out. She's always taxiing her friends around. And therefore, Debbie, congratulations, you are the cab driver of the year. Ryan King. We always dreamt of getting somebody from our school to go to Keano College in Fort McMurray. Keano College specializes in training people to become heavy machinery operators and maintainers. I've known Ryan longer than most of the students in this school have, because I remember him from Murnham, and he always wanted to be that big truck driver, and he was going to wheel this big unit from Vancouver to Halifax. Originally, it was to Newfoundland, but then we convinced him that that might not be possible, because the highway just ain't there. So Ryan accelerated his program so that he could finish and he could start, I believe it was in April, at Keano College, and word is that he is doing very well over there on some of that big machinery. So Ryan, congratulations, you're the trucker of the year. Janine Chomlak, I think it was referred to before about how fast she talks. And Janine, if you read as fast as you talk, you'd only have to study about 10 minutes to read your social studies book if you read it out loud. We are presenting you with the Speed Talking Award for this year, Janine. Oh yeah, my buddy, Mr. Druin. How could we miss him? He's here for 1 year, but he's sure left a lot of marks in our school. Actually, this award is a little different. I want to present him with the 8-Ball Award. I think he's the first one in this class that actually beat the principal in a game of pool. But I think he didn't play fair. I think he did a lot of practicing during social studies class. Our next award is a compliance award, and who else could get it but Maria Haiti. Maria Haiti is the type of student, if a teacher told her that she had to read 900 pages in her social book for tomorrow, Maria would find a way to do it. Maria, we are presenting you with a compliance award. Now this one really doesn't have too much to do with school, but it is an award for Clayton Mallon. I have never seen anybody run so fast on Halloween night. There was nothing to stop him. Barbed wire fences, picket fences. He was gone. At the speed of light, in the dark, Clayton Mallon, the Halloween Night Foot Speed Award. You gotta give me those two. Now this one I have to be careful because the girls may not want to come and get it. It's called the Perseverance Award. Two young ladies, Christy Greco and Lisa Weird. And really, girls, there is another name for the Perseverance Award. It's really just a plain old being stubborn award. Now these girls, I don't want to be nasty, but these girls were part of the kingpins in this grad, and any time any project had to be undertaken, they persevered, and they cracked the whip and got everybody going and got things done. So thank you and congratulations, girls. Okay. To Ivan Babiuk, I would like to present the Friendly Giant Award. Ivan is the type of character, he looks fairly mean, but you never hear him utter a mean word. I don't think there is one in his vocabulary. Just a nice young gentleman. Ivan? To Valley Washko, I would like to present the Miss Busy Bee Award. Here is a young lady that doesn't need to get paid. She doesn't ask for hours and work experience or anything. If something has to be done, she does it. I believe in about the last 3 years in a row, I would say to Mrs. DeHeat, geez, it'd be nice to have some Christmas decorations around the office. Or let's get something up for Valentine's. I'd come back from class and it was all done. So I thought Mrs. DeHeat was so industrious. But as it turned out, I have to give this plaque to Val because she's just been a great help around our school. Congratulations, Val, and thank you. I purposely had to keep this one for the end. Mr. Saprovich, I need you up here. Curtis Saprovich gets, would you believe, the Humbleness Award. Actually, I think that this fall, if you ever go to Nate, you'll probably see Curtis in the hallway passing out I Love Curtis buttons. But really, the reason I'm giving him this award, because this happened about 2 months ago. I was on my way to the library and there was Curtis in the hallway on the student phone. I was in the library for about 20 minutes and I came back and Curtis is still on the phone. So I said, Curtis, get to class. And Curtis said, I have no class. But he wants me to tell you that he invaded my yard on Halloween night and left a little bit of a mess. But there's always a time to get even. The only trouble is he has no property yet. I might have to wait 10 years because I wouldn't want to punish Dennis for something that Curtis did. In closing, I would like to say to the last graduating class of this century from this school, as you people have done in the past, approach your futures with integrity, hard work, and patient tolerance. And you will accomplish your goals with satisfaction, happiness, and naturally, a good feeling. Grads, we're going to miss you in this school. You've been a good class, so thank you, and God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rutkowski. I would like to call upon Lisa Weird and Jeffrey Romaniuk to make some special presentations. Lisa and Jeff.
On behalf of the grads, I would like to take this time to thank Mr. Rutkowski, Mr. Leonti, and Mrs. Alco for all the time you have given us throughout the years. A special thanks to Mr. Leonti and Mrs. Alco, our grad coordinators, for your knowledge and wisdom to make this grad the success it is. Can I get Mr. Rutkowski, Mr. Leonti, and Mrs. Alco to come up front, please? As well, we would like to thank Mrs. Saskew, Mrs. Romniuk, and Mrs. Saprovich for organizing the pierogi supper. The supper turned out to be a big success. Without your efforts, the fundraiser would not have gone so smoothly. Would you three ladies please come forward? Also, a great big thanks goes to Mr. Latins Hominick for taking time out of his busy schedule to honor us with his presence. Looking at Mr. Hominick's successes, now we can see that if you put your mind to anything, you can achieve it. Mr. Hominick, would you please come forward? Megan and Shane, we would like to thank you for doing such a great job at being MCs this evening. You have all this to look forward to next year. Please come forward. Finally, we would like to thank Vinnie Farkas for taking time to pick up the decorations and returning them on Monday morning. It is greatly appreciated. Thanks.
Thank you, Lisa and Jeff. Now I'd like to call upon Eric Leonti and Shane Saskew for the valedictorian's address. Eric and Shane.
Good evening, honored guests, parents, grandparents, fellow grads, ladies and gentlemen. On this day, we, the graduates of 1999, formally mark the successful completion of 12 years of education. We've come a long way since grade 1, when our graduation seemed to be nothing more but a dream. Yet, here we are today, the last graduating class of this millennium. Our dream has finally become a reality. The biggest test of our lives now begins, a test more important than any exam we took over the past 12 years. The ultimate test that the school system and our parents have prepared us for begins today. That test is a life of independence. We will all face struggles as independent people, but we will all pass the test, because if we weren't able to fight through hardships, we wouldn't be here today. As we look back, we begin to realize that in making this dream possible, we have overcome a wide variety of problems and challenges. It is now that we remember our parents and teachers who've stood by our sides and offered their unconditional assistance. Our parents and teachers have helped shape our lives as well as providing us with a priceless gift, an education. We shall be forever grateful, for we owe this day to them. We shall now begin the rest of our lives cherishing the memories of the times we spent together, during which the bonds of friendship were strengthened. As we leave THHS High School on the challenging road to success, we see that our paths are all different, and with this in mind, we reach the sad conclusion that some of our paths may never cross again. Nevertheless, we leave behind our school, not as mere classmates, but more as a family. I'm extremely proud to have been a member of this class and wish the best to everyone. We all had something special to offer this school, and our mark will resonate throughout the halls for years to come. Personally, I'd like to send a sincere thanks to my family and teachers for their years of encouragement. It will never be forgotten. Our futures are now ahead of us, our destinations are unknown. Only time can reveal what is in store for us. We shall harbor in our minds memories of this occasion and our days in THHS High School for the rest of our lives, but we must forge ahead, for the future is calling. We shall now step into a new world of experiences and challenges, and discover what changes time may bring. To my fellow grads, goodbye and good luck. And now I hand over the comic relief to Shane Saskew.
Okay. Good evening, Master of Ceremonies, fellow grads, family, and friends. It was September 1987 when 29 young children in THHS began their educational journey. These shy, small, quiet little kids are now graduating today as confident and mature adults, or at least most of us. Our parents and teachers have given us the key to open the door to our future. It is up to us whether we take it, or take the opportunity, or just let it pass us by. We each have responsibilities in deciding what we will do after we graduate. Never be afraid of failing. It is the only way we learn to succeed. These last few weeks have been very stressful with final exams, but now it's time to start thinking about our future. On behalf of my entire class, I'd like to thank all the teachers. Thank you for teaching us, for leading us, for building us up as adults. I know we didn't always show you respect, but we really did value all your help. To our parents, families, friends, and community, you have helped to shape our destiny and make us better people, and for that, we are truly thankful. Your support through all the years has been the foundation for our lives. We must work hard to attain our long-term goals. Only then can we reap the benefits. Grads, take a good long look at the person next to you. After the summer, there may be some people here that you will never see again. As everyone goes their separate ways, the strong bonds that we created throughout the years may be severed completely. With this in mind, try to remember all the great experiences you had with your friends. Like Eric said, today we leave more as a family. We must keep this precious day in our hearts forever. Cherish all the memories and experiences you enjoyed in the Two Hills High School. You will need to work very hard and overcome numerous obstacles throughout life. But remember, enjoy your life to the fullest. Your future, as a pioneer of the 21st century, is right there in front of you. So grab on and make the most of it. To my fellow grads, good luck in your future endeavors, health and happiness to you all, and goodbye for now.
Thank you, Eric and Shane.
Ivan Babiak, honoring his parents Robert and Pearl Babiak. Debbie Boschman, honoring her parents Lauren Boschman and Barbara Boschman.
Matthew Barassa, honoring his parents Randy and Helen Barassa. And Janine Chomlak, honoring her parents Walter and Marianne Chomlak.
Clayton Mullen, honoring his parents Dale and Shirley Mullen. Sean Krapko, honoring his parents Eileen Krapko and Nick Krapko.
Rodney Chu, honoring his mom, Heidi Hameluk, and Reed Druin, honoring his parents, Myrna Karaluk and Daryl Druin.
Rachel Hauka, honoring her parents David and Joanne Hauka. And Valerie Iwashko, honoring her parents Nick and Pearl Iwashko.
Ryan King, honoring his parents Barry and Debbie King. Christy Grekel, honoring her parents Ivan and Susan Grekel.
Maria Haydey, honoring her parents Peter and Apollonia Haydey. Eric Leonti, honoring his parents George and Stefka Leonti.
Mark Hrudy, honoring his parents Marvin and Judy Hrudy. Alan Kirsch, honoring his mother Judy Kirsch.
Samantha Luchak, honoring her parents Nick and Joan Luchak. Donald Marshall, honoring his parents Don Wall and Vivian Marshall.
Michaud honoring his parents Maurice and Jolene Michaud, and Ben Rathburn honoring his parents Denise and Mike Katelko and Kevin and Colleen Rathburn.
Jill Salden honoring her parents Gordon and Carol Salden. Nick Robinson honoring his parents Dave Robinson and Lucille Robinson.
Jeffrey Romaniuk honoring his parents Arnold and Lillian Romaniuk. Lisa Weird honoring her parents Hank and Alyn Weird.
Shane Saskew honoring his parents Ronnie and Diane Saskew. Curtis Saparovich honoring his parents Dennis and Donna Saparovich.
Cody Taranko honoring his parents Marshall and Linda Taranko. Carla Torticlib honoring her parents Jim and Marcia Torticlib.
Desi Uniot honoring his parents Don and Wilma Uniot. Ivan Babiak. Ivan will be taking business courses at Grant MacEwan. After, he plans to become an airplane pilot. Debbie Boschman. Debbie plans to take the culinary arts and baking courses at NAIT, eventually becoming a dietitian.
Matthew Barassa. Matthew has been accepted to NAIT, where he plans to become a computer systems technologist. Janine Chomlak. Janine is upgrading next year. After, she plans to enter another post-secondary institution.
Clayton Mullen. After upgrading next year, Clayton will take police and security at Grant MacEwan. Sean Krapko. After upgrading next year, Sean also plans to take police and security at Grant MacEwan.
Rodney Chu. Rodney is planning on entering the workforce next year. Reed Druin. Reed is planning on upgrading at Alberta College, starting in the fall.
Rachel Hoka. Rachel will be attending Grant MacEwan, and then she will be transferring to the University of Alberta to become a dental hygienist. Valerie Iwashko. Val is unsure of her future plans at the moment. Good luck, Val.
Ryan King. Ryan is attending Keanu College, where he is taking courses in heavy equipment operating. Christy Grekel. Christy has been accepted to the University of Alberta, where she will enter the Faculty of Arts, majoring in anthropology.
Maria Hayden. Maria plans to enter the University of Alberta and major in Human Resource Management in the Faculty of Arts. Eric Leonti. Eric is planning to go to the University of Alberta and transfer from the Faculty of Science to the Faculty of Business.
Mark Hrudy. Mark is planning to attend NAIT, where he will enter the Graphic Sign Arts program. Alan Kirsch. Alan will go to NAIT and take courses in the fields of computer programming.
Samantha Luchak. Sam is undecided about her future plans. Good luck, Sam. Donald Marshall. Donald will be attending Lakeland College to take courses in livestock production.
Adriel Michaud. Adriel is attending a post-secondary institution in the spring. Ben Rathburn. After upgrading next year, Ben plans to enter a post-secondary institution.
Jill Salden. Jill will attend Grant MacEwan in a 4-year transfer program to the University of Alberta in the field of nursing. Nick Robinson. Nick plans on becoming a certified bartender.
Jeffrey Romaniuk. Jeff plans on attending Grant MacEwan, where he will take courses to become a wildlife conservation officer. Lisa Weird. After upgrading next year, Lisa will enter the University of Alberta, where she plans to become a physiotherapist.
Shane Saskew. Shane will attend the University of Alberta and will transfer from the Faculty of Arts to the Faculty of Business, where he hopes to become a chartered accountant. Curtis Saprovich. Curtis will enter NAIT in the fall, where he plans to study in the field of material engineering.
Cody Taranko. Next year, Cody plans to join the Royal Canadian Armed Forces. Carla Twertacliffe. Carla will be taking general studies at Grant MacEwan.
Desi Uniot. Desi has been accepted to the University of Alberta, where he will major in Canadian Studies. After, he plans to enter the Faculty of Law.